It's a SalmsbyImisi chapter by chapter review with friends, and I have Wind, Anare, and Ini right here with me. I'm really excited to talk about this topic, this particular one, because I feel when I did this, when I recorded this particular Psalms, when I recorded this Psalm, right, I was not really in that place. I was saying before we started, sometimes we limit performance to feelings. If we feel it's right, I mean, our feelings are valid sometimes, but we cannot rely on our feelings 100% because it will just lead us in places we don't want to go and places we don't want to get to. You know, so I remember working in the studio that day. When I did All I Have My Faith, and I wasn't feeling, wow, let's do this. I was just like
the ginger wasn't plenty.
So I was really trying to hype myself, like, come on, let's do this and everything. And when I was done, I'm like, this is not good. I said, this is not good. And Ari was telling me, no, we're going to use them. I'm like, no, scrap it, let's do another time. I'm sure we wouldn't have done it because, I mean, from that time till now, it's been like, I've just been on the road when I'm off the road, but I've not really had time, you know. So, and this brings me to say, the topic we're discussing, pressed, but not depressed. I want to believe I was pressed in that season. I was pressed because I was pressed on all sides. There's a lot of things I wanted to achieve at the same time. And I didn't just see it coming together as it were. Or have you been in a season where you have a funny feeling, you can't trace where it's coming from? I want to believe the seed has been sown. A seed has been sown. Maybe you've seen something or you've heard something. And one thing I picked up from that place is you cannot totally base performance on feelings. You know, and I thank God that we're where we are today. If we're not going ahead to, receive that push from someone saying, this is good enough. Let's just, this is not the last you will do. Come on, let's do this. So have you been in that situation where you were pressed, or you've been in a situation where you're actually depressed? And how were you able to walk through that journey? Ladies first.
Okay. Yes, I have. In fact, and the thing is that these things, they come because the enemy is never satisfied when you have victory. He always wants to keep trying. Wow. He will always keep trying anyway. But the good thing is that we have ultimate victory. Wow, so regardless of whether he keeps trying or not, he's always a sore loser. So yes, I have been. I'll give you two instances. One was after I got raped. Sorry, I was in a completely pressed situation. Like I didn't even know I was entering into depression. I just knew that I wanted to be okay, and I perfected the act of being okay outside and coming back inside and just suffering with everything. Because I didn't want anybody to ask me, oh, what happened? Why are you looking like this? Why are you crying? But then it was all a facade. So I was outside, I was okay, I was lively, talking with everybody. It wasn't until one day, my sisters and I were leaving church, and someone I used to be in the choir with, I was teasing her about something. She said to my sister, how do you guys cope with her? Wow. And my sister said it very seriously. She was like, you don't even know, she's not even like that at home. Wow. And it dawned on me, like, are you serious? Like, so I asked her that, what you said, she was like, yes, it's only until we step outside that you even smile. When we get home, you're just locked up, you're just closed up. So I began to observe myself. And I actually was depressed. I was constantly sad. I used to carry this burden around. I was constantly sad, constantly depressed. I would go to work. I used to work at a radio station. I would go on air.
Make everybody laugh.
After I take a speech band, I would just be on the table and be crying. Or sometimes I go to the bathroom. I'd be in the bathroom. I'd be shedding tears. I'd be on the bathroom floor. I'd be crying. Wow. Or sometimes I won't even be crying. I'd just be in the bathroom and just be looking. Just be whiling away time. I was just sad, and I just didn't know what it was like to be happy anymore. Wow. But what kept me through that, or what took me through that, what brought me out of it was God. Seriously, it was God, because I began to think about the fact that, okay, I'm here now, and do I want to continue my life like this?
So good.
Do I want to? I already made up my mind that when it originally happened, I made up my mind that I wasn't going to be one of those people who become a recluse, who become depressed. Even though the thing is that you can't fight it; it will happen. It's the process. You have to go through it and come out of it. You can't jump the process. And so I told myself, okay, I already said that, so now it's time for me to work on it. Do I want to? And I realized that it was also a mind thing. And I realized that what I was filling my mind up with is what would also is what will also manifest
Bring you out
real
of that.
time. Exactly.
So that means you got to a point where you told yourself, you need to make a choice right now. I want to go on this way, or I want a change.
Yes. So it was basically like choosing life or death, because when you're depressed, you're basically sitting or teetering on the brink of death. Kind of. You're like a walking corpse.
Wow.
You're just walking around. Your mind is basically closed up. Your spirit is not functioning.
Wow.
You're just walking around
And you're probably having, your body's probably having...
Honestly, you know what? A friend of mine sent me a video 2 days ago of myself in 2015. There's no way they're going to tell me that God is not alive and there is no God. If you see, I was looking at that video, I couldn't believe that wasn't me. Like, right now, I am a far cry. I was so thin. My face was gaunt. I was looking at the video and I was talking, I was gesticulating, and I was looking, I was like, wow. And so yes, I basically chose between life and death, and I began to fill my mind up with God. I couldn't pray. That's the thing, when I was going through all of that, I couldn't pray. I couldn't worship. I couldn't do any of those things, because I did have that relationship with God before. But when all of that happened, because when you're in that pressed place, you can't really function. But then it's a battle. Yeah. It's a battle of your mind. Wow. You actually have to fight through it. And the thing is that nobody else can do it for you. You have to do it yourself.
So, Paul, what do you have to say about that? Just before we wrap up, like coming out of depressing situation or pressed situation.
Yeah. The truth is, like she said, the pressure will always be there.
Right.
We will always be pressed from side to side. There was a time I didn't want to finish school. The pressure was just too much. I just wanted to drop out.
Wow.
Because I couldn't handle everything anymore. But there's something you said, and these are some of the things that trigger these states.
Right.
Comparison.
Right.
When you, especially now,
this age that you don't need to look
of
far.
social media, you don't need to
look
go far. You're looking at someone's page.
Edited life.
You understand edited life, sitting in a posh car. You don't even know if the car belongs to the person.
Right.
Now you're in your corner, you want to kill yourself. Now the car might belong to them and it might not belong to them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, your process is different.
Yeah, comparing your life.
You're unique, like you said. I love that part. You're unique. So you have to understand that your process is going to be different.
Yeah.
Your realities will be different from other people's realities. And you will have to move in your own pace. Yeah. It will be foolish for the rat to conclude that the snail is slow. And it will be foolish of the snail to think that he is at a disadvantage because he cannot run as fast as the rabbit.
Right.
You're built differently.
Right.
You're unique. I will say that again. You are unique. You're different.
Right.
Your experiences will be different. Even your challenges will be different. And these are the things that make you unique. Right. So, and we have to learn how to use the pressure. Being pressed.
Very important.
If we don't use it, it degenerates into depression.
Right.
We will definitely be pressed. But if we don't use it, if we don't learn how to use it and convert it, how to manage it, and also manage our expectations.
Very good, very good. Sometimes our expectations, because things are not happening at the pace,
exactly
the way you want,
the way we want them.
That.
Yes.
I think one of the reasons why I like this chapter, before we wrap up, is I love the fact that I think it was like, I would say like a mandate. It was just important for me to highlight each of those things. So it's easy for you to be able to identify some of these things. And I want to talk about your spiritual dryness. Now, if you're not born again, it's not far-fetched. You can. It's not far. You can come into this. And if you're in a place where you say, "Oh, I've heard about God," like we said previously, if you can listen to the Invaluable Lover, where you understand God as your lover. But depression doesn't know religion.
Yeah.
I found a lot of Christians are even depressed.
depressed.
In fact, it feels like they're more depressed because if you think you have the promises, you know these things, and it looks like
because they have
nothing
more
is-
expectations.
You have more
Yeah,
expectations.
but you see, like just what we were saying before we started was that why that happens is because you don't. It's not that you're knowing the promises. It's just like cramming a book.
Wow,
It's
so
not about
good.
you cramming it. It's about you understanding it and having a revelation of it for yourself. Because so I can come and tell you that God is good, but if you've never experienced it, if you haven't experienced the revelation of God being good to you, you can never fully grasp the essence of what I'm saying. And these are the things that actually help you through depression or help you through depressed times when they come. When you know for a fact who you are, whose you are, who owns you,
And
you
whose
know,
reports.
and whose report you believe.
report.
These things will come. We're not saying that you won't be afraid.
Oh,
We're
that
not saying that
will.
you won't be pressed because
Yes.
you will come under pressure.
Yeah.
There will be a time you're like, I'm supposed to be married by now.
Yeah.
Everybody gets
Sure.
married around
I should
me.
have kids by now. I should have that job
I
by
shouldn't
now.
be.
Yeah.
There are even times when you will be moving forward and you'll be watching, why am I moving back?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Those things, they come as well. And then, depression also comes from unfulfilled desires. When you've planned, you have things that you've planned out for
Let me
yourself.
even shock you, Amy. Depression even comes when you are successful.
Yeah, it
There
does.
we
If you don't if you don't know
Yes.
how to manage success, sometimes
Yes.
the pressure of being all of a sudden you're the
Yes.
center of attention,
Yeah.
everybody wants you.
Yeah.
And what about people that you are the star? Maybe you're a minister, you're in business, you're the owner of this thriving business. People begin to press on you.
Yes.
People want
That's
something
why
from you. If you
They
don't even know how
want
to manage
something
that,
from you,
And that's why you knowing how to manage it comes from understanding God and understanding the purpose for which why you're living. Because when you now understand why you're living, you understand that this platform that I'm on, what is it for? Why am I here? What does God want me to do with it? Okay, God, I'm here now at this place in my life. What do you want from me? What are we doing? What's on your
help you
heart?
say no,
Do you understand?
yes, at the right time.
I'm not saying that yes, you always know what to ask God at every point in time. No, but then it's having God in you and you understanding that you're in God. It's always a kickstart. And it's always like David. David always encouraged himself in the Lord.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you for raising that
Because he
up.
always encouraged
Yes.
himself with the Lord. Because because I love David. I love him so much. When you're reading the book of Psalms, David was like a child. David would pour out his heart, tell God how he's feeling, say, God, these people, they are annoying me, kill them now.
Right.
God, I love you so much, you're the God of my life, blah, blah, blah.
Awesome.
David will also pour out his heart and ask God questions. But at the same time, as he's asking God questions, he'll say, God, I know that you're the God of my life, and you're the one that owns me, you're the one that orchestrated my life, you're the one that loves me, you're the one that knows what my life is about. Do you understand? So you need to learn how to do
balance
that.
all of this. Okay, so
So before we conclude, another aspect of this is that in psychology there is what we call empowering questions and disempowering questions. You begin to look at situations and then you are asking questions like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Or what have I done wrong? Or how come I don't have this? Or how come I'm not where I'm supposed to be? These are disempowering questions. They will sink you further. But when you begin to ask empowering questions like, how do I get out of here? How do I move from point A to point B?
right.
These are empowering questions. And I just said, let me throw that in because it's also part of the,
it's so good.
It's a feedback. And then also, because of pressure, we will fail at some things. Going back to expectations.
Right.
Now, failure is a feedback. It's not you. So it's telling you what some things you have done wrong. It's not telling you that you are a failure.
Right.
The situation is telling you that there are some things you need to redo. You need to do right.
Do better.
And do better. And then you critically analyzing the situation and think, how do I do this in a different way that will give me a better result?
Right.
These are some of empowering questions
Wow.
that will help, manage the pressure period.
Right. Wow. So let me just wrap up. I love what you said about David. So there's another book, but don't worry, we won't talk about it now. The two things, you can ask God questions, but it's different from questioning God.
Yes.
I won't go into details. Listen to it. You can ask God questions. Then David encouraged himself in the Lord. See, as believers, you have an advantage. You have the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
You have the Holy Spirit. It's your comforter. We must learn to encourage ourselves. And how do you encourage yourself? Is with the word you've stored up inside.
Yes.
The word of the Lord that you know. We have the Bible. See, these things are not it's not a textbook. It's something you can go into. And when you listen to the Psalm, so that we don't tell you everything, listen to the Psalm. You will hear parts of where I was able to highlight certain things.
Yeah.
And if you can identify with those things and
Yeah.
you learn from it, trust me, not because you won't get to that point again. And we will always have pressure.
Yeah.
I'm saying it from like
different
even,
levels. For
Yeah.
every
even
level.
Different
today,
levels,
right now, did
yeah.
you go through pressure?
Yeah,
we did.
today, yeah.
For
We
every
know.
level, there is, there's
And then you just have
something
to
higher.
learn how
Yeah.
to. So, and
Yeah.
one person that is the master of handling pressure is the Holy Spirit. Please,
Well,
let me leave with this question: how is God able to govern heaven and earth, and it's not that he doesn't have panic attack,
Exactly.
and he's not there scratching his head like, "Oh my God, what am I going to do? Nigeria, oh God!" He's not doing any of that because he's God.
Yeah.
But guess what? You have the mind of Christ,
Yeah.
and you have the Holy Spirit inside of you.
Yes.
So that's what I tell myself. You see, there's this technology in heaven. There's something. There's a way, and the Holy Spirit knows how to. Why don't you give yourself to that Spirit of God to help you manage all of this pressure? Because we have pressure. We have
Yeah.
pressure.
Yes.
But do not let the world put you under pressure.
Under pressure.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. All right. So see you again.